Hello folks, welcome to another one of Studio Central's live art demos. So for those that don't know, Studio Central is a part of Art Beat Studio, which is a nonprofit that believes in using art as a tool to help with your mental health. So we have an artist residency, and Studio Central is our studio where anyone can come in Portage Place and make art with our supplies for free, just as long as you're 18 plus is the only requirement. And right now we are right across the way from there, again at Portage Place, at Upbeat Artworks, which is the gallery of our alumni's work. And since we have the opportunity to be here, we're going to show off some of the artist's work before we get into our demo. So we're going to read the bio of Megan Brown this week, and then we'll get on to our painting led by Kate. I'll flip the camera around and you can show off the work.
Megan Brown. Art is such a fantastic outlet for emotions. Color is a language in and of itself and can convey just as much information as words or visual subject matter. Megan has been engaged in the arts since childhood. She has received formal post-secondary education at the University of Winnipeg in both music and theater. Over the past years, she has immersed herself in further fine art endeavors to become highly proficient and versatile in several mediums and styles. Her exploration of new styles combined with dynamic use of color has created a unique creative style for Megan, and she has enjoyed her time in and since Art Beat immensely as she developed her eye and skills. Megan explores acrylic painting, Japanese animation, and jewelry making, to name a few. Megan enjoys her studio work as well as her volunteer work, mentoring and encouraging emerging artists.
And these are part of a Pride collection made by Megan. So we have these pieces here that are all made with old watch faces, and then they have embellishments on with different pride flags, and so a portion of each will be donated. Yes?
Yes, part of it is donated to Sunshine House by the artist, and we got way more than that, and there are also different collections, or well, not collections, but pieces made in different times. And we got newer jewelry from Megan, and we got way more than we can show right here. I have a couple pieces over there at the table that I can show as well.
Yeah, let's head over. Excuse my shaky hands. I'm the worst person to be a camera person. Yet here I am. This beautiful box by Randy at Studio Central. Amazing artist, always creating.
Okay,
That's magical. Oh my
so
gosh,
what we have here, that's the cuff.
I love the like combination of like the dainty swirls and then like the steampunk like clockwork. So cool.
I'd love to see that in a crown. Like just,
Yes.
oh,
It's just like such a treasure chest.
yeah.
These ones are the part of the Pride collection.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh yeah, this one has kind of more like stone.
The filigree pendant. Beautiful earrings. I have the link bracelet right here. And the piece that goes first, but we show it the last, is this beautiful necklace.
Oh wow, and there's so many
This is the
different...
statement necklace with quite a bit of work done on it. And let's show it this
How do you
way.
even get so many matching clock pieces?
Isn't it amazing?
Wow, that's a lot. Yeah. Beautiful. So that's all by Megan Brown, and we have lots of
We
new...
have way more pieces than
Yes.
I can show today. It's some art art pieces that I cannot show all at once, and it's not just because, you know, like a little bit at a time, because there's too much enjoyment looking at this.
It will also encourage people to come down to the store and check out more.
Yes.
And the website will have some of it.
Yes. Okay.
We want to see your face.
So now we can get into the art. And this week we're painting mini pebbles. And we have Kate leading us, our usual guide. And we have a special guest.
Hello.
Who
And
are
it's
you?
Luca's birthday today.
Happy
So
birthday.
we are also celebrating. But what I can do is I can do a lot of things yet, and one of the processes that it's hard for me for now is assembling. So it's looking for specific pieces that actually can be sewn together. You know, one of the hardest things is that when you look for supplies, you don't find them. You look for everything other artists make, and it's all so, you know, you can buy the same thing. So artists look for something unique, and Megan actually finds a lot of unique pieces that I brought to her, and I was looking for something like that, and I never found anything I would want to assemble into a jewelry piece. So that's quite it's not that simple.
They're beautiful. Like I cannot.
So what
look at
I
them.
do, what I do is quite simple comparably. Can I get the Posca markers, please? So these are just simple Poscas, and a couple of them are not opened yet. So what I do is painting on rocks. This did not go through resin. I just brought them for an example. So these are rocks actually. So this is a rock, and this is a pebble. So the difference between this, and I love actually leaving the pebble the way it is, because I just like how it looks like.
Yeah.
If you paint a pebble, it's something like that.
Yeah. You lose that kind of transparency, translucency. It's very pretty. They're like, these are like glass pebbles, right?
The fish pebbles, right? When you brought them in the fish tank. Or they
No,
can be
no,
usable
they
for
actually use for in the bottom of the
This one.
Like a vase.
fireplace, or like the fire
Yeah, yeah.
pits, you know, the glass that does not. There are instructions.
Oh,
I
you-
never have that because I don't use them for that. I just got them. So you know,
Yes.
what happens is when you become an artist,
you use everything.
people bring you things that you can use, but it doesn't mean that you use them for what they're meant to, meant to be used. So something like this is quite simple. I just paint it with white and just add colors on top. This is the thickness of one. If I write it with just one time, I do not go over the line. So this is something I'm getting. So just not to expect too much.
Yeah, this is very, very fine detail.
So this one is writing in a little bit bigger size, and this is writing with a smaller size. So
Yeah.
you see here, I cannot really allow myself to have a lot of space for
Yeah.
inside.
Bigger size is even still tiny. It's like the size of my pinky. I don't think I can write that small.
Like I don't even know how.
So this is just minimum detail.
So cute.
And that's what you can do in
It
such a
has
size,
little
right? So
fish.
you can pick any of the pebbles that we have and start working in it, and it's
Yes.
up to you what you want to do.
This
You mean
mini,
you can
tiny,
add to the
tiny,
one you've
tiny
already
one.
done?
If you want to, yeah.
I'd be too scared to destroy
Right,
one.
that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like,
So
they're
these
done.
are
Aren't they
not,
done already?
they're not resined yet, so I'm taking them home to
Yeah.
resin. I just wanted to show
I'll
you
add
what you can
very
allow.
Can I use one of the glass beads?
Yeah, so we're working on the glass ones, the glass ones.
Which one would you like?
I don't want to say which material it is sometimes because I'm not sure if it's actually.
I also have other pens. It's just for like the base of it if you want like the over top.
Yeah.
And then I would recommend drying it before you use
Yeah.
process on top.
So we have a few different kinds of pens that we're using. We have the Artistro ones as well as Poscas.
Oh, these ones are just bottom, so I was using them for a
Yes.
couple days. So these are preferable because
Yeah.
they are finer
We all love
and newer,
Poscas.
and they're easily
Yeah.
easy flowing. So if you need a baby wipe,
Okay.
okay. So I don't know how we called. We had a little bit of an argument, not
Not
an
an
argument.
argument.
We were not
It was
arguing.
just-
We're artists.
But how to
remember.
call
It was
the-
friendly.
It was very friendly. We are
Friendly Pebbles and friends.
very friendly, but we were thinking about how to call this type of art because it's just basically miniature art. That's it on Pebbles.
Yes.
So how did we
I
I
think
like the
we did
Posca.
mini paintings on Pebbles.
mini paintings
I
on
like
Pebbles, which
Posca
makes
Pebbles.
Posca Pebbles, they are.
Posca
Can
the
you-
Pebbles.
Can you Posca me the pebble, please?
Yes, which one would you like? You want a walking one
I
or?
trust you, George.
Well, I think it's interesting because I didn't want to just call it like something like drawing on or painting on stone because we've done rock painting before,
And
but
they're
these are
not stones.
particularly
Yeah.
tiny. They're particularly tiny. So
Does someone have like a better shaking power than I
except of that they're just
do? It is a
tiny.
gold.
There are rocks that are tiny too, like this one. Did I show you the rock? Sometimes you walk on
That's very
something like
tiny.
this, right?
That
So-
is a pebble.
Yeah.
That
So
is-
it's not a
Does it
rock
say run
anymore.
or
It's
fun?
It says fun, but it looks like run. Just
I would run.
that's threatening. Yeah,
It
because
is
it's
the most threatening rock. we
yeah,
have.
it's the most threatening rock.
And it says fun.
It's not dangerous if it's thrown at you, but it is a choking hazard. So watch out.
And that's the fun part about art. You get to interpret it how you want to see it and as you run.
The obnoxious.
I want to add a hat to this, but I'm just gonna mess it
Oh, that'd be so cute though.
up. Right? Like,
But sounds
but
really
I'm
hard.
just really thinking like, how am I gonna conduct this hat on top of this fish? It's gonna be a bit.
It's starting. Okay, it's coming. I think if you like poke it a couple times.
okay. I'm leaving it to dry for a little bit.
Do you have any suggestions on where we start with these?
So usually, as I show, words are not easy. So this is like this surface is not even because it has texture, and it's glitter underneath. So this is what I could manage to do.
Okay.
So with pebbles, it's the opposite way. They're too smooth, and it's really hard to work on glass for some because it requires a special skill. So I'd say avoiding, like, I do not like pointillism myself, but sometimes we don't have a choice.
Yeah.
In some areas, you cannot do anything else about it
Okay.
because it's just the area you're working on.
Yeah.
And if you make smooth lines, they do not look as good just because of the material. So
Yeah.
some artists would prefer
Yeah.
little, not brush strokes, but
Yeah.
actually just
Because it's a smooth
little
surface,
lines,
so
little
it,
tiny dots.
it kind of doesn't stick as well, so it might kind of rub
Yes.
off a little bit.
Yeah. So
Okay.
except of just rubbing off, they would be. You need to repeat the line several times to make it look good, and you need to wait some time until it dries. So way simpler way is just to apply little by little.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this and it's making me think it's got a nice amber color. And you know what amber makes me think of? Jurassic Park.
I thought you were gonna say drafts, and I was like, oh, that's perfect color combination. And then you said Jurassic Park, and I was
Jurassic
like,
Park.
why Jurassic Park?
Didn't they
Go
get the
on.
dinosaur DNA from a dinosaur in amber? So I'm gonna do a dinosaur in mine. Well, I think I read this.
Love that.
I read this book on dinosaur facts recently. Not recently, a couple months ago. So my memory's a little foggy, but
So you have the memory of a dinosaur.
yeah, but they were able. Okay, so what they know about the dinosaurs is that they're too long ago. DNA degrades like too fast, so like there's no way we could keep Like we could make a dinosaur
they
from
weren't
dinosaur
hard
DNA.
facts, then. Sorry.
Well, all biology and science is based on
Hard facts.
not hard facts, observation and extrapolation.
Really big word.
I know. I get my
You get
vocabulary.
very-
I get my vocabulary from reading dinosaur books. But the point is, they can't make dinosaurs because the DNA would degrade much too fast. But they were able to take, I think, like a mosquito or something in amber and get DNA from it that was like real old. So,
I'm sorry, have you met your dog?
are you calling? You say she's old?
No, I'm calling him a dinosaur. That's not a bad thing. I love dinosaurs.
Yeah. She's a creaky little thing.
Yeah.
She's getting old.
She's a beauty.
She's considered geriatric now, officially.
I love geriatrics. Honestly, like, my favorite age category. It is. Like,
Yeah.
I had very, like, my dad, Charles, was an older human, and he was a geriatric way before I could even, like, understand the terminology of that. But, you know, like, yeah, no, they know so much more. Right? Like, they're doing so much.
Yeah. I think people tend to overvalue youth. Like
Yeah.
it's great being young and healthy and everything, but like that doesn't mean you lose value as you grow older.
Exactly. You need a good mix of both, right? Like, if you're, I agree. It's amazing what, like, both all, like, I
Yeah.
have like 4 generations, so I do like infants, and then youth and toddlers, adults, and then geriatric. And I get all 4 in one room. It's amazing. Get them to create art. That's also pretty interesting.
Okay. Can I steal some of the pastas?
Yes.
Okay. See, now that I'm starting, I'm hesitating. I don't know what a dinosaur looks like.
Did you not read the artifacts?
I'm bad at picturing things in my head. So Marissa and I yesterday, we were drawing from memory. We tried to draw a Cookie Monster. Marissa's was pretty good. Mine was. It just wasn't Cookie Monster. It was a monster of sorts. Maybe more like a pile of yarn. Also, I knew it was going wrong, so I like gave him really sharp teeth.
Cute.
So it wasn't Cookie Monster, but I have a very hard time drawing without references.
I like dinosaurs. I'm a big toaster.
I've had multiple dinosaur phases before, so you would think I could maybe
Favorite
draw
one
one.
is a T-Rex. I'm actually turning into a T-Rex.
Explain.
So every week, I take my meds, tea,
Oh.
and I become my own inner dinosaur.
That makes sense. My favorite is the Diplodocus.
Double what?
The Diplodocus.
I've actually heard of that one now. That you said that.
It's okay, so long necks are often known as long neck dinosaurs. The more well known, I would say, I think is the Brontosaurus or the Brachiosaurus.
Yeah.
But the Diplodocus, I think, is a solid 3rd most popular.
Yeah.
And they're not the tallest, but I think they're the longer.
Is that the long neck one?
Yeah.
I love the long neck. They remind me of horses, but it's just
Interesting.
long.
Like
Instead of long faces, it's long necks.
a giraffe.
Yeah, but like horses have long faces.
Yes.
Long necks. Have
Why
long necks.
why the long neck?
Right?
So this guy is much too thin. Yeah, so
Your dinosaur looks better than mine.
reading my book on dinosaurs that I got from the library. The library is a very valuable resource. Don't Forget to appreciate it. Reading my book on dinosaurs. It's wild how much they know, and also how much they can't figure out, because it's just wild about dinosaurs. Like, they don't fully understand how dinosaurs were so big.
Well, they
Like,
had healthier diets.
but like, they were talking about how, like, I can't remember what they said, but it's like they either need to be like, because there's a balance, right, of like speed, weight, strength, like internal organ sizes that make creatures work. And so it doesn't fully make sense apparently that dinosaurs are so big. My logic was just like, they're big.
I just can't wait for humans to like figure out what dinosaurs took to get that big, and then when humans ingest it, then we just become dinosaurs.
Yeah, I think that's how it works. My dinosaur's neck isn't long enough.
It's like
this
if you
conversation.
eat a watermelon
I
seed,
don't know
you
what
become
to
a watermelon. Really, you know those.
No, you don't become a watermelon. It grows out of your stomach and out of your mouth.
You basically become.
If you swallow a cherry, a tree grows out of your mouth.
Yeah, I know. That's why I've never swallowed cherry.
That's why I'm
pits.
terrified of eating cherries.
I would be too.
I do eat cherries, but it stresses me out.
What does this have to do with painting pebbles? Okay, that was very distracting.
I'm trying to follow the conversation. I cannot even say anything because it's so much out.
Did you learn a lot about dinosaurs through that? I did.
Take everything we say with a handful of salt.
With a handful of pebbles.
With a handful of pebbles.
I've started the outline of my dinosaur, so he's going to be sitting eventually. And then I'll add arms.
So cute.
And then I'll maybe add like little green grass blades around him.
I think I probably...
Started. The fish got added on.
I think I probably haven't had enough sleep. It shows.
It was such a cute fish.
Still is. It's
What do you mean? Let me see that. Let's show the people. Oh, I love its little hat. The run is a little threatening.
but
Also,
fish can't run.
Fish can't run. That's what I'm
That's
saying.
the funniest part. Like if you see a fish running, it's probably not a fish. It's a mermaid.
I don't think a mermaid can run either.
Okay.
Unless you're talking bottom half human, top half fish.
Okay, that would be a. Has no one seen the movie Luca?
I haven't.
It's so cute. I mean, the fish runs in that movie when it comes out as a human, and then it.
Okay. It's not. Okay. Yeah, I'll follow that logic.
I don't.
Check out the movie.
I'm just trying to gather my thinking together because what you're talking about, it just makes me.
And this is what happens when you have three really talented artists once again. Okay, that has been started.
So this one is just a tiny example.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
And then resin on top, and maybe I want to go for another layer. I can always add on top of resin. Or I can keep it this way.
Yeah.
Okay, may I get several more pebbles, please?
Yes. Let's pass them over.
Yeah, oh, and you know, I just, after I touch them, I prefer wiping them, and this is my own habit of actually not having a wipe right near. So I'm just using my clothes. No, that's okay, my clothes works. Because it's just literally a habit of doing it, but I
find-
don't look for wipes around
Yeah, it's
myself.
not like
Just-
super dirty. It's kind of more like picking up the oils from your
Never
fingers
washed.
and stuff.
Yeah. So this one has a little something on the side, so maybe I'll
I
take
find if you wipe your eye first and then touch the pebble, it works really good.
Yeah, so I wipe it before I use it. It's just a reminder that you don't want to touch the surface. I touch it by the side and then When I resin it, I wear gloves. So
Okay, yeah.
I don't know. It's not that fingerprints are too visible. They're visible if there are too many. But when you wipe it and then hold it like this, it's usually a good.
Are you
It's
able
enough.
to wipe it down, like after you, like say you painted on it and you kind of like after you, before you resin it, if you wipe it ever so slightly with like a dry, would that work or is that too risky for it?
You mean wiping resin?
No, like after, like before you resin it.
Oh, before you resin?
And
Well,
wiping it
when
down, like,
the
ever so
painting is
slightly.
on, it's risky that it can take a good layer of what you have. So when it's painted, you cannot, like, you still can leave fingerprints, but they're not as visible anymore. You know, I do not overcomplicate that. I just, it's many things are not supposed to be too in our heads. It's just a natural thing to clean it, wipe it, and most artists do not think about it. Just do what's natural to them. And as I say, many processes are staying mindless because people get to them by some point in their lives, but putting too much attention to it, it does not, I don't know, it doesn't help me create.
Yeah.
It just takes away from the feel of what I do. And when you deal too much with tasks that are too far from any creativity, your art changes. So by your art, you can definitely tell what you do in your life.
Or what you don't do with your life.
Yeah. What you don't do, you can tell too. So this is something I can usually make completely mindlessly. And then from there I can add colors and what I see in it.
Very impressionistic.
Yeah.
Makes me think of Monet.
And I usually do not like just dots. I usually like different directions, bigger, smaller, different shades of the same color and then other colors. But sometimes I just use plain color. So this is just plain. So I do not really like, I can add on top as much as I can. So I do, again, I do not say it's finished. I can add as many things as I want to. And just to add little tiny lines here and there, and that would look completely differently. I'm not talking about how you call it, I'm just talking about natural way of doing it for myself. So this is what I can do in a second or so, just adds, if I have good paint markers, right?
Yes.
That's something.
The fact that you were able to get details on such a tiny writing is very impressive.
But again, people who got used to work with plain brush stroke and create very even layer of paint, they would struggle with this because it's the way that is actually the hardest on this. So to paint something like a rainbow that is very even, like evenly placed color, that would be way harder than, and you know, I'm not looking for harder ways. I'm looking for what's simpler on this medium. So if it's better on paper, I do it on paper, but not do it here. So I would prefer something that works out. So sometimes it just does not work out on the medium you're choosing. Try a different one, but if I work with this, I work differently. And it definitely applies on what I do on paper afterwards. Somehow it applies.
Started two.
Yeah, the talk about dinosaurs, you know, how many. I can read a lot. I can not remember a thing, like I can remember some names, but mostly when you read books about anything like that, a lot of things that are mentioned, like sizes and like, a lot of it is numbers.
Yeah.
I cannot be really proud about remembering numbers, dates, like
Yeah.
weight, like stuff like this. So I even wouldn't be able to say what I enjoy in that, because I was never, some kids love dinosaurs. It's like a theme, and my kids were never interested in anything like that.
Yeah, I know for myself
So
at best
I did not get into that topic
Yeah.
with my kids, and when I was a child, I was just reading books, but I was not actually going to my friends outdoors and talking about dinosaurs, because I didn't really have interest in talking about
I
it.
mean, I only started a year ago.
Yeah.
So it kind of got cool, and then I was like, okay, I might as well get involved with what the kids are talking about.
Yeah, for myself, I usually I remember concepts more than I remember like specifics.
And you would think Jurassic Park, it's so popular, and I never watched it.
I've never watched the full.
I watched the new one.
There's a new one.
Well, it's a few years old now.
How many
but-
episodes do they have?
No,
Or is
not
it I thought it was a movie.
the movie Jurassic World, that new one. This
Wow.
Oh,
one.
Jurassic
Why?
World.
Why is it not a park anymore? Is it not safe at the parks?
I mean, I think that's kind of the whole point of it was never safe.
Yeah, for a person who never watched any of these movies, I definitely can
I'm
keep
so
up with the
sad it's not-
conversation. Yay!
I'm not even-
I don't know what to say.
I'm so sad there's no Jurassic Parks anymore.
I mean, it's a Jurassic
Bring
Park,
back
which is
the
called
parks.
Jurassic World. I don't know, is that not a new movie anymore? When did that come out?
I don't know. I don't watch a lot of TV in general.
It's considered a new movie.
Okay.
It's probably really cool for people who love dinosaurs.
Well, it's funny, depending on what kind of dinosaur fan you are, because if you're like a real stickler for the facts, then you're like
Some people are, yeah.
some of those will
It's actually
be really annoyed by the inaccuracies. But you know, no one's going to Jurassic. You shouldn't go to Jurassic Park to learn.
There's an actual. Now it's a park.
Okay,
There's like a
sure.
theme park of that.
Like in real life?
Yeah.
I don't know. There should be.
I thought there was a like Disney.
Could be.
Do they?
Yeah. I mean I've never been to Disney World
Oh,
either.
you're done with pink?
I am done.
You want red?
I think I'm gonna wait for it to dry a little bit. The tail is wrapped around, so because of the iridescent.
Oh, that's
Should I go on with the dinosaur theme too?
No, I did a flower. I mean, I started a sunflower. And
I
then-
lost my dinosaur.
No, you didn't. It's somewhere. It's gotta be somewhere. Or did someone polish it off? I thought you just had it. Is it in your pocket? Is it on the side? Did we drop it? Did the pigeon?
Oh,
eat
here it is.
Oh,
I
it's
did it
just
on the other
upside down.
side.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, they are cute. Like, they're really kind of weird looking. I'll take it.
You want to play with this guy?
Is that Ollie's? No.
No, this
I'll-
is my. I just
That's
made it
yours?
quickly.
Okay,
Yeah.
I like
Just
the shape
add-
of the outline, so I'll add.
I'm gonna work on my little guy.
I'm just gonna highlight.
Okay, I need pink.
Oh my goodness, the fingers all over this. I got this. Some lava.
Not the greatest of colors. I don't have much. I mean, this is pretty much just out of my head. So I collect roomy animal, like they're kind of like the roomy house party animal things. It's from like Unique Bunny. So they
Oh,
but there's like a shark and they have little tiny party hats on them and
that's so
they are
cute.
also the most comfortable thing to sleep on. So I have, it's basically like one step up from a Squishmallow. but I lay these dinosaurs and make my cloud bed every night. And that's what I sleep on top of.
Isn't David Dinosaur a little broken neck? No, he's just looking down.
This is a really sad looking nose.
I guess the one benefit of them wiping off really easily is if you make a mistake, you kind of like smooth it away.
Look at this.
And I can do that with all my problems.
Smooth it away.
Smooth it away.
I wish I could do that. This kid, it's starting to get an outline on there. Like,
It's a
I do like
minimalist
the approach
dinosaur.
Kate taught us about like just doing kind of like small, intricate sections and then like building up. That's a very helpful tip for pasta pens.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, such as myself, don't know how to wait. To hurt.
Oh, I have no patience.
Yeah, exactly.
What I do is like I usually use acrylic paint, but I have no patience. So if I have to paint over something and cover it, I never let it dry fully. This is not a good technique. So I have to use way more paint than I should just to cover it up because I have to like go over it and go over it and go over it, and then it comes this like instead of being well covered, it's this weird like impressionistic thing.
Yeah, I absolutely do not like wasting any paints, if possible.
Well, that's why I use the cheapest paints, so I don't have to worry about the quantity as much. Like I use Dollarama, like the little things.
Mind that one every once in a while, but there are times where, like, if I'm working on more a commission or something, I will use more of my like.
That makes sense.
That kind of does not look like feet.
Yeah,
Doesn't look like feet at all.
when I use nice paint, I get too worried about wasting it, and then I don't mix enough for what I'm doing. So.
We'll just let people interpret this time.
See, the funny thing is, it's like so tiny that I want to add more details, so it's not just like so simple, but I don't know how to add details.
Slowly. Like, you build it on, right?
Okay.
Like, actually, your dinosaur's looking really good.
I don't know.
That is a nice build up that we did for that dinosaur. Good job. I support the dinosaur build ups.
Also, we all know by now that dinosaurs are not in fact lizards, but birds. Or, they're not birds. They're closer to birds. They're kind of between lizards and birds. But I'm making my mind green like a lizard anyways. So.
Well, since tomato became a vegetable fruit, I'm sorry, I lost track. Like, I mean, it was there all the time, but
Honestly, did anybody ask the tomato first? Like, how do you think the tomato feels? Like, all its life it's been told it's this, and it's like, surprise, I'm not, I'm a fruit. Like,
In my head, we don't follow the real. It feels
strawberries.
It feels like
Same
a
thing.
vegetable.
It looks like a vegetable. It tastes like a vegetable. It is a You know what? I wonder if ducks feel the same way. Like, if it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, is it a duck? Or is it just a vegetable coming out? Try this on for size.
Well, cause like, if you go technically, dandelions are fruits. The puffs.
I love dandelions.
But you're
They
not
are
gonna.
so magical.
It's true.
The things you can do with dandelions. Sorry.
What have you done with dandelions?
You can make dandelion wine. If you like certain parts of the dandelion is like really, really good for your like teeth.
You
So
can
my
eat them
godmother
too.
loved dandelions. They would put them in their salads. Like literally like got a ban on like spraying dandelions in their neighborhood to the point where the neighbors were like, oh, okay, like.
I think dandelions are
They're
beautiful. They are flowers, even though
They're weed. But
they're
they are the
weeds,
most
but they're also a
beautiful
flower.
durable.
The only thing I don't like is that when I'm actually, when you're actually trying to make like a vegetable garden, they're very hard to get rid of.
Oh, why would you get rid of
Yep.
them? They're so pretty.
Because
They'll take over your whole
they'll
garden.
take over
I
your
know
garden
that,
and
but
kill your
that-
vegetables.
I'm okay with that. I love.
But then you don't get your vegetables. The
Okay,
dandelions.
are good enough vegetable at the end of the day. You can put them in your salads. Although I would not recommend dandelions that have been like sprayed. You know what I mean? Like, get dandelions out and then wild, not city dandelions. For that kind of stuff.
Be aware of what you're
Healthy
doing.
dandelion picking with pebble rock painting. Okay, I'm trying. I figured I'd finish the dinosaur.
I'm not really good at growing vegetables, but I tried. And something grows, something doesn't. But I can tell when you have your own garden. I didn't have it for a long time. But it's different again. It's I could just go buy stuff and it works. So my mom was successful growing some stuff, but we were not successful with carrots.
Oh, carrots are hard. And that,
Like I don't know, they just
it could be the lighting.
I don't know. And bunnies eat them. They just
Yes.
find them.
Yes, you have to.
If there are bunnies around, no, they're not growing.
Yeah, I when I had a vegetable garden, I had chicken wire around it to keep the animals away. Because otherwise they would very much eat them very fast.
So my garden, I have to keep the cats away. So my cat Canna literally dug up one of my plants, like house plants, and just left the root right beside the pot.
No,
And I
the
was
whole
like,
root.
at least you were polite about it at the end, but it was like, yeah, if you have little four-legged creatures at home, they will dig up your plants and just try and mess
My
with
dog-
the soil.
My dog just has no awareness of what a garden is, so she just walks straight over and goes, "No, don't go there." And she doesn't destroy it just intentionally. She just
Whoever came with dinosaurs turning into a dog or some creature.
I gave mine a little hat. I used to work as an assistant gardener. Fun fact, that was my first
Wow,
job.
that's fun.
Keyword assistant. I just did what I was told.
I like that.
Well, it's easier when you don't know what to do.
Yeah. But then when I got home, I started doing my own gardens. But then I like taking care of them, but I was really bad at harvesting because I just never. I don't know why.
It's not easy. Like I watched my grandma do gardens, like flower bed gardens, like vegetable. You know what? Like did a lot of that, but it's not in like it's very like you have to like get this right when the sun is set. Yeah, there's a lot of things.
There's a lot of like factors that go into it too.
Yeah, it's not just like oh, I'm gonna put a garden together and I'll make these beautiful vegetables and beautiful flowers. And it's like no, the work behind it is.
And I also will say, when I was a gardener, I was in Montreal
Oh, nice.
and in community gardens, which was lovely. But the weeds there are easier to handle
Yeah, the climate is
because they have dandelions there, but they don't take over like they do here. So most of the weeds were a lot easier to pull. So when you clear a plot of land, at least that was my experience. Can't speak for old time,
That's kind of I really like that.
but like I cleared a number of like a few plots of land for gardens, both in like garden beds and just in grassy areas. And yeah, the weeds were a lot easier to handle. And they have like the bugs are not as bad there either.
Oh,
I did notice that when I was in Montreal.
I remember I went to the park with I think it was with my work. Because I was assistant gardener, but I also like helped out with other things. So I think I went to the park with the summer camp. And they're like, there's gonna be lots of mosquitoes. There's not lots of mosquitoes.
Not as bad as here.
No.
That's for sure. Mosquitoes don't even like me here. I'll just like feed on somebody else beside. They don't like me at all. Maybe it's the type of
Yeah, no,
they don't
definitely.
like me.
I don't know.
I'm okay with
I don't know what it is that makes mosquitoes like a person, but I do know people that are loved by mosquitoes.
Yeah, no, like people. I got so many mosquitoes. I'm like, I only got 3 in like 4 years.
I'm also pretty lucky because like mosquitoes do bite me, but I don't react horribly to them.
That's good.
Like some
I've
people
seen-
get like
yeah.
giant mosquito bites.
I feel. What? Your friends are not okay. Look out for mosquito bites. But no, they look painful.
Yes. Well, mine mosquito bites drive me crazy, and again, I don't even react that poorly. I mean, like physically, I don't react poorly. Like emotionally, that's a different story.
I totally get it. It's like, you just bit me. You didn't even ask. Get that blood back.
I also just like hate them like buzzing around you.
That's, yeah.
I don't
Sound.
like sounds of a lot of bugs.
They're just whining.
Ladybugs, I don't like the crunch when they land.
Oh, dinosaurs.
The sound
This
of
is a
flies.
cute one.
Okay, but anyways, we're at 1:57. So we
57.
can finish up soon.
I finished it. Well, they're so gay. I love those.
It will take some time from me.
We've been working so hard to get the dinosaur's hat, and then just a big blob came out. So now he's got a real big hat. Oh no. We can end it here for today.
Okay,
Share some of our.
Next Friday we are not in the store, so
Yes.
we will have our live after in 2 weeks.
Yes.
And everyone who celebrates Canada Day and the 4th of July and other things going on, have a wonderful long weekend.
And if you don't celebrate, still have a wonderful long weekend, just filled with less festivities. So we'll see everyone in 2 weeks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.